Hello and welcome back to NYCryptoTalk. Today's project review is on a hidden gem that I have been following for a little bit and I think is going to be a major player when it comes to changing things in the current atmosphere of centralized media. So the token that I want to talk about today is IPBC, Interplanetary Broadcast Coin. What is Interplanetary Broadcast Coin? Well, it is basically a decentralized YouTube. It is similar to other companies that are currently trying to utilize a similar type of platform, such as bit.tube, which is on the Steemit platform, and DLive, which is also on the Steemit platform. But IPBC is basically a blockchain-based YouTube where you can actually do the mining directly from watching the videos, as well as the people who are creating the content will receive payment from the views, whether or not their channel is popular, whether they're in a different country. So it is unique in that anybody has the same chance to make money or earn credits or tokens in the form of IPBC. So it is a really interesting model based off IPFS, and it is allowing users to basically watch videos and earn cryptocurrency while watching the videos by sharing their hash rate. It allows users to actually watch videos, see their hash rate while they're mining videos as they're watching them. So as you're playing a video, you will see a hash rate in the bottom right hand side of the video, and that is how much you're actually earning from watching videos. So you can be earning IPBC by just visiting IPBC and watching videos. It might be the same content that you see on YouTube, but this allows for content creators as well as viewers to earn cryptocurrency. You're not dealing with any middleman, advertisers, or payment structures. So a lot of people who are in the content creator industry hate YouTube because obviously people put in a lot of time and effort and they don't really give money to the people who are really putting out good content. So this IPBC is basically putting that all back into your hands. All IPBC does is take a 10% fee of just the actual mining so that they can just recover costs and pay for the services, pay for the platform, pay for the individuals working on the project. So it's a very minor amount, and then 90% of it goes back to the users themselves. So if you go to IPBC, which is going to be renamed as bit.tube, they are going through a rebrand right now. It is on bit.tube.com, bit.tube right now. They haven't rebranded with any new logos as of right now, but you can actually go to bit.tube or IPBC.io. Either one of them will bring you to the page, and you can basically search for any type of content. There is different types of content that's available, similar to Steemit. It is not just based on cryptocurrency. It is pretty much any type of information you want to see. There is kids, e-learning, beauty and fashion, hobbies and crafts, technology, society, IT. There's things for vlogging, trailers. There's a streaming service that's built into the platform as well. And you can basically just go to the top rated videos and see all the videos that are currently being viewed right now. I'm not going to go into too many different pages because there is some explicit material that you can actually see on this site, so you just need to be careful. I believe there are settings that allow you to disable that, but here you can see where basically people are uploading information onto the blockchain through IPFS. They're doing it off how many views come in, so depending if you get 1,000 likes or you get 10 likes, as long as it's viewed the same amount of times for the same duration, you will get paid the same. So it helps kind of equal the playing field when it comes to people who are popular versus people who might not be as popular but are getting the same amount of views. So looking at the platform, it is really interesting. I will go through their white paper in minor detail. I will kind of go through their website as well as some of the cool features that I think are within the platform and how I think they might succeed moving forward. And then I'll go into CoinMarketCap to go through the actual details about the circulating supply, the cost, the market cap right now. But here you can actually see, if I opened up one of these main videos right now and I clicked on play, I did create an account so you can actually see the information. I do have the application. There is an application. Most people do not need to download it. I did it because I'm actually trying to upload a video. So between the wallet and the actual server software to actually either do this streaming or uploading videos, there is a plugin application that you need to download. But for mining itself, you do not need any specific software. It is all done through the actual browser. So if I actually start playing this, you should start seeing the hash rate being updated here. It was just at 26 and then it disappeared. So here you can see it went to 26, 27 hashes. And this is what you're actually earning from actually mining via watching the video. So it's really cool how it actually can be done. You can also do mining directly through the browser, which I think is really interesting because a lot of people do not know how to set up batch files and do mining themselves. So you can actually go directly to their My Wallet and payments, and here you can actually start mining directly from the site. And all you need to do is click this and it'll automatically start your hash rate. You can determine if you want the speed to be high, medium, or low. So this will depend on how much your hardware is actually going to be run. And then it will give you the information on your payment history and the payments depending on both mobile browsing, web browsing, as well as the mining information. And you can create a wallet directly here from the application or create a paper wallet for your account. There is a block explorer. This is where you can actually find out how much you can earn if you want to just go directly to a mining pool, because it is a CryptoNight based token that you can actually mine, and you can figure out how much hashes per second and how much IPB you can earn. CryptoNight, I know, depending on what type of hardware you have, it isn't as profitable as some other platforms right now. Obviously, it all depends on what you have and where you see the project going. It might not earn you as much right now, but I think with the cost of what it is right now, obviously those prices are definitely going to rise. Looking in About Us, so here you can see about the individuals on the team. There's an ever-growing team presently. There are 20 members taking care of development, marketing, and support, among other things, all while making sure the vision is being upheld and maintained. So there's the CEO, which I'll talk about shortly, and then the other individuals on their team. They do have quite a bit of people for such a small project, well, more of an unknown project, I think. And I have seen interviews with the CEO, and he's a very well-spoken individual with a lot of background in this industry, so I think it is definitely going to be a good project to be behind. And then they talk about their vision. So they basically say IPBC is building a worldwide innovative platform in which performance and reward for copyright are brought to a new fair use model level. In the future, this reward will no longer depend on your living area, advertising companies, data service providers, or arbitrary decisions. With IPBC, the owner of the content or the owner of the copyright will receive their payment from all over the world based on how their content is accessed. With IPBC, the content owner has direct contact with the market and its users. It is the only market that decides who gets paid, for what data, and how high the level of payment will be. There's no more hierarchy to sort the service data providers, the portals, or any other commercial entity. So basically, you don't need to worry about AdSense. You don't need to worry about YouTube payments. You don't need to worry about who's actually paying for your actual views. So depending on what type of services you have or type of videos you have on YouTube, if you do toy reviews, there's people like Ryan's Toy Reviews, I know because of my daughter, and he gets paid a lot more per view than someone who does crypto reviews. So depending on what market you're in, obviously the advertisers will pay more for toy advertisements than they will for someone who reviews cryptocurrency. Obviously, depending on what you are providing, you will get paid a different amount. So with IPBC, it doesn't matter what you're providing, you will get paid the same amount as whatever competitor you're out there or other individuals who are getting the same amount of views. Founder Saber Maram developed the vision of the worldwide system with fair use rewards and dedicated the company to policy and censorship, while he has been working on several solutions on on-screen sharing and broadcasting with high security needs for specialized customer groups. So this talks about how there's going to be a screen sharing functionality as well as broadcasting. So At some point in the future here, when we talk about the actual roadmap, you'll see where there's a remote control functionality built into this. So not only will it be a content sharing, but potentially it could be screen sharing to assist people, or to be able to actually remotely access individuals' computers to either do IT work, help people out, and teach them something. So the content is just the beginning part of the product, and then moving forward it's going to allow for a lot more functionality in the future. So here's the actual roadmap and where we're currently at. So listed on a first exchange, languages, reporting has now been on the platform, abuse reporting, IPFS hash on IPBC transactions. So this is in April 2018. This is planned for this month. May to June 2018, they plan to have the remote control for Mac and Linux, as well as live broadcasting for Mac and Linux and social messenger. The platform API and platform Friends timeline they plan on having sometime between May, June, and July. And then in July, they plan to have mobile apps, iOS and Android alpha, a simulated mining and payment to publishers, the copyright algorithm detection content forking system in July. August to October, they have community voting system, exchanges per BIP, mobile apps beta, and then the smart TV solutions alternative switch from mining to pay with IPBC. So a lot of things they have in the future. Obviously, the one thing here that I notice and I kind of want to question is just the simulated mining and payment to publishers. So I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, because I do see the hashing and the IPBC on the actual site. So I personally haven't had time enough to upload a video and actually see the content if any of the payments go through, because it does take a long time to upload anything onto the IPFS platform. If you guys are not familiar, it does take quite a while to be able to get your data on a blockchain, especially if it is a large video file. So here, going at the white paper, they have the vision, and it is to monetize your content. Fair use reward system for data content, make data independent from data storage companies, and secure the worldwide right of free speech without censorship. Then going into the mission, some of the things that I noticed that kind of stuck out to me was that IPBC, the content owner, has direct contact with the market and its users. It is the only market that decides who gets paid, so it's directly to the individuals as opposed to advertisers and other intermediaries. IPBC will replace existing data usage charging models, i.e. broadcasting or video, and introduce an ad-free billing system for the originator and the viewer. So charging individuals for services that people might want to stream for others. And this could be webcasts that are paid webcasts, training sessions, things along those lines. So if you've ever used Join Me or other sites that other companies use right now, obviously when there's demos are done, they use that. When presentations are done, they use those kind of platforms. So IPBC could actually become a platform that allows for people to do webinars and actually promote them and then earn money from them. So IPBC will make data independent of local server farms, network operators, and political influence. So it is basically through decentralization. So this information is not all through privatized firms. And IPBC will build a platform recognition system that automatically assigns known copyrighted content to registered copyright owners, thereby preventing copyright infringement. So as you guys know, with other platforms like Steemit and DTube and even IPBC at this point, there is a huge issue when it comes to people downloading other videos that are not theirs and basically trying to profit off them. So I can foresee that people are going to start uploading Ryan Stories reviews onto this, even though they do not own it, or other types of toy reviews that gets millions of hits, or nursery rhymes that get millions of hits. As you can imagine, I have a lot of my kids' videos in my head because I know they get millions and millions of views, and they would make a ton of money on a platform like this, but they do not own the rights. So obviously copywriting is definitely going to be a big portion of the product. Crypto mining is a payment service, video portal through IPFS, and broadcasting through peer-to-peer and IPFS connections, and the remote control through WebRTC and direct connections. looking at their team, as I mentioned, Saber Maram is the CEO, and he has history in IT management and OBI, and is the founder of several tech companies that are led by capable hands of management teams that he builds up. He has been looking for innovative ideas, and IPBC project was based on several thoughts about new future technologies and possible changing markets. Then there's also Kai-Uwe Schneider, the CFO. He has 25 years of experience in IT and a co-founder of an internet provider in Germany. And then Joni Kudo, a senior e-commerce consultant from Finland. He has been working in online marketing for 20 years. So they have a lot of IT, internet provider, and marketing backgrounds, which is great for this type of platform. So I think it is a great team, and they do have a huge platform and service provider team here that actually are working on the project as we speak. So they do have a good, solid team when it comes to having the exact people that they need to establish this product moving forward. All they need now is the marketing push, I think, at this point. So they are a small product as of right now. They have advisors, a Blockchain Blitz CEO, which is a cryptocurrency advisory and analytics firm, Brent Clark. They also have the founder and CEO of an ISP in Germany, Valentin Moritz Cooper. Heike Kupin, who is a co-founder of DD Ready, and he's a lawyer with degrees in civil and common law jurisdictions, basically in technology law. So he does have a lot of experience when it comes to technology and jurisdictions, so that'll be good for the copyright infringements and so forth. And here it looks at the actual history of the product and how they planned on building it, the development of the media miner, running the test, creating the company actually back in December of 2017, preparing for the launch in January of 2018, and then the actual roadmap that we just talked about already. So they actually built a SWOT analysis, and if you do not know what a SWOT analysis is, it is a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and they basically break down where they see themselves. And I like that they actually have weaknesses and threats here. This is not something a normal company would say where they feel that they are going to fall short or where they know that they're going to reach challenges. So I think this was fantastic that they actually put it here. Obviously, when it comes to the strengths, they have the expertise, management team, the development team, the proof of concept, the cost, the actual coin itself, the no debts, so everything was all done directly from the capital of the founder. The opportunities is the workplace. Obviously, from where they are located, they feel it's a good market for getting talented people. The market itself is just great and ripe right now for social media competitors. They feel that they actually have a good chance to beat out some of the competitors, or the competitors for decentralization are really not there. Business ideas, obviously they have a wealth of ideas for the project, and the fair use reward system is a huge plus for their project. Weaknesses, obviously lack of capital right now. They are a very small project. Reputation, they don't have it right now, and they're new, as I mentioned. So threats, obviously, are going to be competition. There are other companies coming out with similar technology, so they have to look into making sure that they are first to market, as well as ahead of the game when it comes to technology. They do rely on the community, and obviously they need to build up the community and expanding the product, obviously handling new acquisitions as far as talent is concerned. So obviously they need to get more talent quick on the project. So that is definitely something that they need to look into. So they talk about what's in place right now. So they're already live and in beta to achieve the goals from the roadmap. They have the platform, which is where all the services and for all devices live. The actual IPBC broadcast, which is the streaming platform for gaming and entertainment. IPBC, which is the streaming channel for TV stations. The IPBC Education, the streaming channel for schools, universities, and training. IPBC Video, the video portal for rewarding systems. The Upload, which is the interface for the network. The Remote Control, which is the browser-based remote control system. The Blockchain, which is the underlying technology. The coin itself. The Pool for mining. The actual mining and the software behind it. the Blockchain Explorer, allowing individuals to see the individual verifying payments, and the offline UI wallet that they have already built. So going into the actual tech behind it, IPBC uses the IPFS protocol as a data store. As a result, all the data stored or retrieved via IPBC is no longer stored in large data centers, but distributed worldwide in the IPFS decentralized network. No country, no data protector, and no company has control over this. So once it's uploaded, it cannot be deleted or changed. It is permanently there. There is no censorship on the IPFS network. So how does IPBC work? So it is a browser-based system, and it consists of two parts. In order to view the data, no software installation is necessary, as I mentioned. Only the browser of the device is sufficient to access all the data on the IPFS network and via the actual website, regardless of who uploaded it. Not only can the data uploaded through IPBC be viewed, but also all data with the known hashes are available for viewing. In order for the user to broadcast or let others view their screen through remote control, a small program is required, the sender software. The sender software enables the browser to upload data to the IPFS network and to deliver a broadcast directly without a data center via the P2P network with this program. The mining capacity can be optimized. So that's the software that I was mentioning earlier, that you need to upload a video. And this talks about the revenue for users. Basically, the copyright owners are the people who uploaded, and then the data viewers also are the users, and they all earn. It is important for the success of the project that the data owners earns from the first visitor, not just from a high number of followers. So if you have 100 views instead of 1 million views, you still earn off those 100 views, as opposed to YouTube, where you need X amount of views in order to get any type of reward. The fact that even viewers can earn in the main driver for growing the number of users in the short term, especially users from low-income countries that can be stimulated by this with little effort to increase their income attractively. Users with upgraded hardware, such as gamers, will run their hardware to mine in times when they do not use it. Revenue for IPBC is 10%, as I mentioned, from all the mining. So obviously the rest of it is all going to the actual users, 90%. And here are the different models that basically show you how the traditional way of YouTube works, where you're only getting X amount of money from the total profit. So if the total profit's for $120,000 for all the advertising fees, you only get $60,000, about 50% of that right now, from the actual advertisers giving that to the platform, keeping some for themselves, and then you getting the rest. IPBC basically gives you 90% of that $120,000. So there's no campaign placement cost, there's no campaign building, and only 10% goes to IPBC. And as I mentioned, whether you're known, you're not widely known, you still get the same amount of money if you get the same amount of clicks. And if you're in a rich country or a poor country, it will still get the same amount of money, because the actual advertising is not coming from a provider, and it is coming directly from the users. And if you're worldwide, known worldwide, of course, you're getting better sponsors, and if you're not, you're not. So the IPBC browser uses a database to connect to numerous data points within the IPFS network. The data is then displayed in the browser, and a media miner built into the actual website generates crypto coins while the data is being viewed. So this is your hash rate that's being paid out while the actual video is being played. And that information is then going to IPFS, and then each person who uploads a video to the IPFS network, basically that data goes to the database in the IPFS. So each person who uploads a video on IPBC goes to the IPFS network. That's then linked to their customer profile, and then that can go translate to their wallet address, where they get their actual funds from the mining that was done during their video views. So data owners can decide whether individual files are freely available or only available by media mining, and therefore generating revenue when people view these. So you have the ability to turn off, basically similar to monetization in YouTube. You can either turn it on or turn it off. And then mining operation itself is quite transparent, executed with the consent of the viewer. So there is an opt-in when you actually go to the browser, as opposed to something that covertly happens in the background. Basically, they do let the user know that they will be mining when they're actually going to a video. By allowing the opt-in, basically the paid content is not needed, because the CPU usage or the graphics performance of the individual visitor is going to be utilized within the platform, so they don't get an advertisement, and the person who is a content creator is getting money as well. Then they go into the information about how IPFS is basically a decentralized data store, and the information stored on it cannot be blocked by governments or organizations. And then they talk about how the data is stored via a P2P network, and the information is no longer stored physically at a fixed address, but transferred to a global server network and identified by means of a unique code, a hash. IPFS avoids duplicate data management and reduces data transfer, as it always searches for the most and nearest data source. The description of the actual infrastructure talks about how they have different pieces within the project. So they have the live streaming of the content, persistent decentralized storage of the uploaded content, and then eventual forking and aggregation of content. So down the road, they might want to be able to fork the information, and the content aggregator may share revenues according to the predetermined schedule. Central wallet management for collecting payment and for mining. Remotely access and control other computers and devices, such as mining rigs. Optional user identity verification allows community members to verify their identities. So hopefully something like this will actually integrate with platforms like Civic, where you can actually do user verification. I think that might be something that they need to look into. Obviously, that is just a recommendation, but I think having identity verification would be key for this type of project. So coin economics. Initially, at the genesis of the IPBC block, the maximum number of coins mineable is set to 1 billion coins. This is a big difference from what you guys are going to see on CoinMarketCap. So right now, they can actually go up to 1 billion coins if they want to. The difficulty level is adjusted after each block is found, so there will be an increasing amount of circulating supply of the IPBC token as things go up, and as the frequency or the use case of IPBC goes up and people start realizing about the project. So right now the supply is very low, but I can imagine that is only going to increase over the next couple of months. Going to the actual media mining, this actually gives a great breakdown of how it works with the hashes per second on the actual video. So they basically tell you that between 10 to 30 hashes per second are always credited to the copyright holder. So no matter what you're actually viewing for a person, they will actually always give the hashes per second immediately to the copyright holder first, and then anything over 20 is automatically credited to the user's wallet. So between the breakdown of how many views you're getting versus how many views they're getting, the hash rate will be split amongst the two of you. So it's good to know that this is the first platform that provides viewers with a revenue stream instead of ads. So this is the first place you can actually get paid to watch videos, guys. Decentralized payment for videos. Awesome. So uploading videos to the network is very straightforward. It's almost identical to YouTube. So if you guys do not know, you basically upload an information, you put tags, you put a category, and you actually will put a screenshot, the thumbnail, and then you will upload it. It just will take a long time to actually upload, just FYI. Then there's more information here in the white paper about the actual remote control desktop sharing. I'm not going to go into too many details, but it is very similar to a virtual network computer, and basically you can actually do remote sharing, remote login, real-time collaboration with the users. You're provided with an ID and PIN. This is almost identical to what TeamViewer is. If you guys are not familiar, check that out. It'll give you an idea of what this could actually function as, but this is a decentralized version of it, so I think it's really interesting to be able to have this. You know, down the road, I would love to be able to help people and do stuff via remote controlled desktop sharing and charge for it or do it for free, whatever. I think this is interesting. So very cool project, very good model to be able to build into the social media aspect of it. So there's a different way of hitting more of a business-centric platform, not only as an individual. Looking at CoinMarketCap right now, it is a very low market cap coin with sitting at 32 cents with a 42 million circulating supply and a market cap of $13.5 million. Obviously, it is a very low market cap, but as I said, the circulating supply will definitely increase over time because as more tokens get mined, more will become available to the market. It is a proof of work model, and it is based off, similar platforms, and it is only available on Livecoin and TradeOgre right now, so it is not even on IDEX. And I think this is something that definitely people should be looking into. It is definitely a unique coin to have. I personally am going to invest into this project at some point. I not had a chance to sell some things to get into this. I do think that this has a huge potential to grow over 2018, and hopefully mass adoption will happen with this type of platform. I'm hoping that YouTubers and other content creators will actually realize about this project and notice that this is something that could actually be really monumental when it comes to decentralized content. So I hope you guys like this. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to get notified of new videos, leave a message, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day and enjoyed this review. Thanks again, guys.